And tonight's starting goalies are brought to you by Scotiabank. You're richer than you think. Scotiabank. And it's the battle of the backups tonight. Carter Hutton for Nashville. Last played November the 4th against Winnipeg. He's got one start in Nashville's last 13 games. Robin Lehner gets his first appearance since November the 9th. He allowed 5 goals on 30 shots in a loss to Toronto. And he'll face the red-hot Philip Forsberg for Nashville. Jamie's got 8 goals in his last 8 games.
Yeah, he's on fire. And at 20 years old, he's just going to continue to get better and better. His tremendous chemistry with James Neal and Mike Ribeiro. A plus 20 on the season. Unheard of number. For that 20 number seems to be pretty popular with him right now.
Forsberg played just 13 games for Nashville last year. That's 13 more than either Neal or Ribeiro played for the Predators. They're both acquired in the offseason. Ribeiro, number 2 in points for Nashville, gets tied up in the corner. The Predators tied a franchise record with 9 goals in that 9-2 win over Toronto on Tuesday night. And Cody Ceci brings it in now for Ottawa. Shoots! He whistled that wide of the goal. Ramps up onto the back of the net as Chris Neal goes after it. These teams met in the opener of the National Hockey League regular season. Ottawa had a 1-0 lead after 2. Nashville scored 3 times in the third to win the game 3-2.
Gord, they're such a high-paced team, the Nashville Predators. They talk about trying to move everything through the neutral zone and get on that forecheck. That's Peter Laviolette, who spoke to us this morning. That's his mantra.
After 16 years of Barry Trotz, where Nashville was known as primarily a defensive team, it's much more wide open. As Colin Wilson comes in and fires, and Leonard makes the stop on him. Wilson battling for it. He was one of the goal scorers for Nashville on Tuesday night. Only 2 forwards did not have a point. Ole Jokinen, who doesn't have a point yet this year, and James Neal, of all people, was the other forward who missed the score sheet.
He was saving it for another game. He didn't need it against Toronto the other night.
It was an odd game for Nashville against Toronto. It was 3-0 for Nashville late in the second period. Toronto actually had some chances. Then Eric Nystrom scored, and the floodgates opened early in the third period. The most goals Toronto's ever allowed at the Air Canada Centre. Bobby Ryan chips it up, and there's Colin Greening, number 14, who knocks it in. A healthy scratch in Ottawa's 3 games on the Western Canadian swing. Now a long shot by Borowiecki. That's blocked. Cullen whacks at it, and now Borowiecki gives Derek Roy a shot. And the first penalty of the game is coming. And it will go to the Ottawa Senators as Greening goes off.
Well, it's a cross-check in front of the net, Gord. As he tries to establish position, the puck's going to go down low, and he ends up cross-checking Ryan Ellis on the play.
That was Borowiecki at the end of the play, who took a run at Derek Roy.
Yeah, but I saw it from my angle. It was a right call by Timmy Peel, because Greening, in his first shift, wants to establish his game, and that's the one thing you have to guard against when you have sat out so many times, is not to get too overzealous, and we saw it right there.
Nashville's power play hasn't been great so far this year. It did score once against Toronto on Tuesday. Here's Forsberg with it. Back to Seth Jones, plays it across, and a hard shot on Leonard. His glove by the Ottawa netminder off the stick of Craig Smith.
The penalty's going to take place, as I talked about before. He tries to get inside position in front of Carter Hutton, and he pushes Ryan Ellis down, and Timmy Peel's right behind him. Has to make that call, and you can see James Neal got a good shot on Robin Lehner, who made a terrific glove save early on in this game to keep it 0-0.
Neal plays the point in the power play along with Seth Jones. The top D pair of Josi and Weber will come on in a second. And Shea Weber has that punishing shot that Ottawa fans saw firsthand the last time the teams played here, when he felled goalie Craig Anderson and defenseman Cody Ceci. Forsberg plays that rink wide, picked off by Legwand. And Legwand's clearing attempt knocked down by Forsberg. In comes Forsberg, shoots. He whistled that wide, and Neal, trying to hold the line, bounced away from him. Seth Jones scored the overtime winner for Nashville. The last time the Predators played here, he hasn't scored since. He's goalless in his last 30 games.
Well, the Senators do a good job up at the blue line trying to force turnovers. David Legwand was in the right lane. He just didn't clear it 200 feet. It ended up costing him a chance against.
Roman Josi fires it in for Nashville. Played back in front. Ribeiro plays it back down to Smith. And that pass broke the stick of Colin Wilson, so he's helpless. Jared Cowan reaching for it. The puck loose in the corner for a moment. Chiasson on it. And finally picked out. Played back to the point to Josi. Feeds it rink wide to Ribeiro. to Josi. Weber tees up and shoots, scores! Shea Weber pounds it home. His 6th of the year, and it's 1-0 Nashville on the power play goal.
Gord, Robin Lehner still hasn't seen that puck. I had a terrific view of it. That came on his stick, off of his stick, as quick as anybody in the National Hockey League. And we talked about what Shea Weber can bring to the table. It just comes to the top of the umbrella. Little seam play, and he just gets available and buries that top shelf on Robin Lehner. And you look at the positioning on Robin Lehner, he's a foot outside his blue paint. That just picks the spot, and sometimes you don't have the ability to make that save because you can't catch up to the puck, and that's exactly what happened there. Shea Weber with an absolute laser beam that puts Nashville up 1-0.
Takes some getting used to the difference in Nashville now. For a long time, of course, Barry Trotz didn't have the kind of talent to play a run-and-gun game. Nashville went out and got James Neal from Pittsburgh in the offseason. That deal with the Penguins that sent Patrick Hornquist the other way, and Nick Spaulding. And Hornquist has 9 for Nashville, but Neal a different kind of score. Now Nystrom picks it off, plays it back to Jones. Jones a long wrist shot that's knocked down in front by Carlson, and Ottawa's away. Carlson trying to feed ahead for Hoffman. That's knocked down by Jones, who feeds it back down to the Ottawa zone.
Real proactive neutral zone here by the Nashville Predators, not giving any time and space to the Senators, really hemming them into their own zone. And we talked about it, and we're going to continue to talk about it all night long, how Laviolette has this team playing very aggressive. And if everyone's on the same page, that's what happens. They're able to feed off of each other. Seth Jones with a terrific turnover. Now Ottawa's back on their heels in their own zone.
Talon through the middle, chipped down by Turris, right on to Carter Hutton on the Thunder Bay native. Leaves that behind the goal for Ryan Ellis. Ellis made a pretty good play at that end of the ice back in January of 2009 as he set up what turned out to be the game-winning or the game-tying goal by Jordan Eberle in the World Junior Championship, the semifinal game against the Russians that Canada won in a shootout. In comes Kyle Turris, now walks in and fires up high, and Hutton makes the stop. And the rebound drops down to Cowan. Now Cowan winds his way in. He and Josi collide in the corner. Chiasson comes in to help out. Now Greening on it. Well, Colin Greening's first shift results in a penalty, and the opening goal of the game, not the start he was looking for at all. Carlson ahead to Greening. Line time with Roman Josi. The puck bounces by Carlson at the line. Now Colin Wilson has it for Nashville. Wilson tries to chip it ahead, a bouncing puck in the slot, and Wilson gathers it back up. The son of longtime NHLer Terry Wilson feeds that across. Craig Smith bats it back into the corner. Carlson plays it around for Phillips. One shot on goal so far for Ottawa in the game. We're just about 6 minutes in as Hutton tries to play it around. And Craig Smith slides it back up to center ice. Borowiecki has it now for Ottawa.
Gord, you talked about the one shot on goal. It was Kyle Turris, and it was a terrific shot. And you know, the challenge for the Ottawa Senators is you've got to funnel a lot of pucks to the net. Carter Hutton's just got his 3rd start of the season, so you have to think he's got some nerves going on, having to watch Pekka Rinne play every night, who's arguably the best goaltender on the planet right now.
Anton Volchenkov, the former Ottawa Senator, who spent his first 7 NHL seasons here, plays that ahead. And Zach Smith has that stripped away by Neal. Forsberg comes in on Smith, slides it across to Borowiecki, but the wall is sealed, and again Volchenkov steps up. Trademark of Laviolette teams as Neal shoots, and it's gloved by Leonard. Shea Weber's got his 6th of the year, and Nashville has a 1-0 lead on Ottawa. No one's got more goals from the blue line over the last 5 years than he does. Erik Karlsson is second. Now Brent Burns in San Jose could be on that list. However, he's playing mostly forward the last couple of years as Weber's wrist shot goes wide.
Gord, he's not on my list, Brent Burns. He's a forward if you ask me. That's a little bit of cheating there by Todd McClellan, although I thought the move was genius to bring Brent Burns up, but he's off the D-man list for me as of last year. Now he's back there now.
And here's Karlsson, the number 2 man with that long shot blocked by Weber. Weber gives Zibanejad a hard ride into the sideboards. Centering pass by Hoffman, broken up by Nystrom, and Hoffman hustles back to knock Nystrom off the puck. Lead pass for Mark Stone, who sends it in again. Curtis Lazar, a scratch for Ottawa today. Came up with a slight ailment. Ottawa coach Paul McLean joking maybe he was wrestling with Chris Phillips' kids on the off day.
Not much age difference in that.
And now fired down by Ryan. Greening comes back, gives a chop to Hutton. At the line, it's held by Borowiecki. Down to Ryan. Bobby Ryan's pass goes high off the glass, bounces down to leg one, spins and shoots and bounces crazily in front. And Hutton had to sweep that away. Ryan shrugs off Volchenkov. Wraps around for leg one, loose in front, they battle away for it. And battling there was Olli Jokinen to lift the stick. And the battle continues in the corner as Jones finally comes back to pick it up. Greening works too deep as Volchenkov steps into him. Greening loose in front, of backhand shot goes off the leg of Jokinen.
That's some good forechecking work by that line. Colin Greening using his size and strength, what they need to do. And Bobby Ryan with a reverse hit, using his size and strength. I think that's something that Ottawa fans want a little bit more from Bobby Ryan, is that physical consistency.
Colin Wilson streaking in, gets around Shea. So a backhand shot stopped by Leonard. And the rebound dribbled down in the corner. Turris' pass goes off the leg of Smith. This Nashville team can really fly. One of the top records in the Western Conference after missing the playoffs each of the last 2 years. Now Wilson works it back in. And Cowan sweeps that away. Shots are 5-1 Nashville here in the first period. Ceci comes streaking in across the line. Crisscrossing with Neal. Plays it down to MacArthur, drops it down behind the goal for Neal. Spins away from Weber. Drops it down to Turris. Turris feeds it back in front. The bouncing puck scooped up by Weber, and he'll backhand it out.
Gord, that play by Cody Ceci, they've got one shot on net halfway through the period here. That's got to go to the net, especially on a guy who hasn't won a game this season. The Ottawa Senators need to realize that they've got to get the Nashville Predators back on their heels.
Now Ribeiro with it, trying to bank that ahead to Neal. Neal's got it onside, drops it off. Ribeiro comes in, plays it back in front, and a hard shot by Forsberg. Stopped by Leonard. Philip Forsberg spins back in the corner, feeds it in front, knocked away from Neal by Stone. And Stone ahead for McCulloch. Milan McCulloch back in front, but that's knocked away by Matthias Ekholm for Nashville. He and his defense partner Ryan Ellis have been terrific for the Predators so far this season. And now fired down to the Ottawa zone. That's an icing call against Nashville. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of the NHL.
Well, if you're the Nashville Predators, play that high-paced game. Peter Laviolette talks about that relentless forecheck, and they've implemented it early on. And if you're the Senators, get to Carter Hutton. You have to put pucks on him. And when you have only one shot on goal halfway through the first period, you got to do a better job. And here's something. Cody Ceci pulls up looking for options. Well, a lot of times coaches are preaching, especially early on in the game, everything, funnel everything to that net. Look for rebounds, tips, screens. Didn't do it there. We've got to find a better way to do it.
Neal runs over Borowiecki as he plays the puck down in the Ottawa zone, and Nashville can now change after the icing. Hoffman works his way in. Slammed there by Volchenkov, but Volchenkov gets the worst of that. Now loose in the corner for Zibanejad. And he's moved up the puck by Jones. Fair to say Ottawa's looking for more from Mika Zibanejad, especially with Lazar now out. Zibanejad back to center. Jokinen centers it just out of the reach of Derek Roy. And here's Zibanejad with it.
Well, with him at center ice, gives him a little bit more freedom to handle the puck and to distribute the puck. That allows his creative juices to get rolling a little bit. And yes, you do need more from him. You expect more from him. He's a big, strong guy, has nice hands, but the consistency hasn't been there.
Hasn't scored in his last 7 games. Now Carlson with it. Across he goes for Legwad. Nashville leader. Games played, goals and points for the franchise. Was traded to Detroit at the deadline last year with Calle Jarnkrok, who's in the Nashville lineup tonight. Up in the air by Taylor Beck, number 41, who scored twice in the first period in that game against Toronto. He had 4 goals in his career in 36 games coming in. Now Ekholm across the line. Finds back, shovels it back, in front, tipped on goal by Ekholm, and Leonard makes the save. Carlson around to Philip. Tried to lift that ahead, picked off by Jarnkrok. He's slammed there by MacArthur. And Carlson has it picked off again by Jarnkrok, who fires it back in the corner for Smith. Loose in front for Wilson with a shot. He lifted that high and wide. Ekholm slaps it down to Jarnkrok. Now Smith tangles with Phillips. Instead of a long shift for this Ottawa group. There's Ryan Ellis loose in front. Jarnkrok hit the goalpost. Loose in behind. Leonard still loose, and Wilson's shot goes off the leg and wide. A penalty coming now to Ottawa. Under siege in their own zone. It's going to be a hooking call against Kyle Turris, and Nashville will go back to the power play. When Canadian Tire Senators hockey continues, Nashville came that close to making it a 2-0 lead.
Kyle Turris gets a penalty, and it's justified because he ends up hooking Jarnkrok in front of the net, and it hits the post. Robin Lehner gets a little bit of luck there. Now it's going to come the rebound on the back door. Kyle Turris skates right through him. He's in the box.
Nashville 5-0-1 this year when scoring first. Shea Weber scored in their first power play. Legwand wins the faceoff, which allows Stone to clear it down the ice. Ottawa had the day off on Sunday. Mark Stone used the opportunity to drive down to Binghamton, New York, 4 hours from here, where his stuff is in storage. Of course, that's where the Senators minor league team is located. So Stone got a place. Going to make one more trip back to Bingo to get his gear.
Back up the U-Haul.
There's Forsberg with it now. Plays it back to Jarnkrok, to the point to Jones. Seth Jones back to Forsberg. In, shoots, winner a pad save, loose in front, Jarnkrok. Tried to reach that behind his head at the line. Jones can't knock it down.
Nashville Predators have a terrific top of the umbrella with puck movement, and they're creating a lot of chances based on that because there's traffic in front and there's a clear plan in place, Gord. And that's when you're executing like that, the Senators have to find a way to cut that puck off. And so far, they haven't been able to do that.
Roman Josi up for Colin Wilson, who chops that around McCulloch, but McCulloch gets it back and banks it down the ice. Thanks in part to 2 penalties. It's been more than 8 minutes since Ottawa had a shot on goal.
Now you're 14 minutes into the game, and you've got one shot testing the backup in Nashville. Not good enough.
Right now, the focus on killing this penalty. It has 30 seconds to go when Ribeiro knocks the puck down at center ice. Mike Ribeiro was bought out by Phoenix in the offseason as Colin Wilson comes in. A backhand shot lifted that wide. Second good chance for Wilson in this period. And Zach Smith came streaking in. Josi knocked that away. Rink wide it goes. Here comes Weber with a chance now around Jared Cowan. Weber peels back for Craig Smith. Final seconds of this power play. Ribeiro tries to shield off MacArthur. Weber can't hold it. Smith with a chance now. Comes jumping in across the line as Turris joins the attack. Smith in, shoots. Hutton makes the save. And the rebound bounces back to Turris. Puck loose in the corner. Josi banks it off a leg. Glove down by MacArthur. He fires. It goes off a leg. That knocks Zach Smith down in front. Now Turris drops it back. And Colin Wilson lifts that way up in the air and out.
That whole sequence was made possible by Zach Smith getting on his horse and getting a terrific shot on Carter Hutton. And Hutton makes a good save, who hasn't been tested in 10 minutes.
Now Ekholm with it. Nashville's got tons of underrated players. Don't get a lot of national exposure, but Mattias Ekholm might be at the top of that list. Roman Josi be there for me.
Throw in Colin Wilson for me. I mean, Wilson's a terrific skater, and you pointed out, Gord, he's had 3 nice chances already in the first period here just by skating wide and driving hard to the net.
So Ottawa picked up 3 of a possible 6 points on that Western Canadian swing.
Well, the one challenge is when you come back home from out west, are you going to be flat at home? Well, they've had 4 days off, so there's not really an excuse as far as, getting back off the plane and jumping right into game action. And the Senators look a little bit asleep in this first period.
Ellis plays it across to Ekholm, walks it and fires. Leonard makes the stop. And he'll hang on. 4:43 to go here in the first period. 1-0 Nashville leads on Canadian Tire. Senators hockey on TSN. Earlier today, the Ottawa Senators did a nice thing for a young man, 14-year-old Jonathan Pietra, who suffers from a genetic skin disorder that causes him very painful sores and lesions. He was signed to a one-day contract today to join the Ottawa Senators scouting staff. GM Brian Murray was there along with assistant GM Pierre Dorian and Randy Lee. And moments ago, shown on the scoreboard here with his mom. There's Dorian on the right and Randy Lee on the left. And a terrific young man. We got a chance to meet him before the game. He had a press conference, the whole bit. A huge Ottawa Senators fan who will take his scouting duties very seriously.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting, like you said, Gordon. Quality young person, and he also talked his love for hockey. Very knowledgeable.
In comes Neal across the line with Forsberg and Ribeiro. That pass just missed Forsberg. Philip Forsberg acquired from Washington, and the deal sent Martin Erat to the Capital.
Not a great deal if you're a Capital.
Cody Ceci fans of that shot. And Ekholm swings back to pick it up. Mattias Ekholm was a 4th-round pick of Nashville in 2009. He was the Swedish League Defenseman of the Year in 2012 when his team, Brynäs Gävle, won the Swedish Hockey League Championship. That was a team Chris Phillips played for in the lockout in 04-05. Now Zibanejad in across the line. Chops at it. Volchenkov knocks it away. Gaustad comes in for Nashville. And now Beck swings it ahead for Nystrom, knocked away from him. 3.5 to go in the first period. Shots are 8-2 Nashville. Ottawa with 9.5 minutes in this period without a shot on goal.
For Gord, during the break, I heard Coach Paul McLean yelling to the boys, get your feet moving, push the pace up, and play in their own zone, because the Senators need to find that spark. They haven't been able to get any sustained pressure whatsoever.
So Ottawa home tonight to Nashville. They've got St. Louis here on Saturday afternoon. The game will have for you on TSN. Then they hit the road for 5 in a row, starting in Detroit on Monday night.
Well, you have to make some hay at home and get these home points. They've been very strong on home ice, but so far, not good enough.
There's Greiber with a hard shot that banks off the end glass on the back of the net. Chopped off there by MacArthur, gets thrown down by Weber. And loose in front, they jam away to MacArthur digging in there as well, along with Chiasson. And Carter Hutton hangs on.
Puck's going to come off the draw. The puck gets fired wide. Carter Hutton doesn't actually track it because it hits the glass and bounces on the back of the net. But then there's a physical battle, and they try and jam it short side. Hutton, with the left skate, is able to fight that off, as MacArthur's really strong in that little 5-foot blue ice area, as he won't give up and jam away, and the whistle goes, and Carter Hutton's able to smother it. It's tough for a goaltender covering that post, because any type of non-security, your leg can get pushed into the net. Hutton does a pretty good job of fighting off MacArthur.
Now McCulloch plays it back in the corner for Smith. Back in front, McCulloch walks in and shoots. He ripped it the high and wide. Now McCulloch back with it. Around for Smith. Down to Neal. The puck loose behind the Nashville goal again. And ping-pongs around down there. Smith takes a whack at Ribeiro. And Ribeiro finds Neal, who can't knock it up. Rolling puck shot by McCulloch. And Hutton juggles that but hangs on. And now Josi and Neal are jawing. And Shea Weber comes in to protect his defense partner.
A bouncing puck into Carter Hutton. He's able to fight it off, but the puck's going to come off the wall. Physicality right there by Borowiecki on James Neal. Now you get it to the front of the net. Chris Neal fighting for position, and Hutton's able to track that rebound. And Nashville Predators, with that defensive pairing of Shea Weber and Roman Josi, there's some big bodies there, but Neal does a good job of trying to get inside position, and Hutton smothers that rebound.
Shea Weber can intimidate you in many ways.
I walk by him in the hallway, and I know him. I could say we're more than acquaintances. He still intimidates me. He's got that mean look on his face all the time.
Chiasson tries to bring that across the line, picked off by Gaustad. We had a pair of fights in that game against Toronto on Tuesday night, and a couple of assists.
You a big man, Gostad, and plays a serviceable role.
Beck spins and shoots on the turnover. Leonard hangs on to that, and then Carlson throws down the Nashville player looking for the rebound in front as he tossed down Eric Nystrom.
Real nice save here by Robin Leonard. Phillips comes up the wall, and it just hits a shin pad and comes right down. And Leonard's in terrific position. Now there's a little bit of a physical battle in front. Chiasson turns away from the play because he thinks that it's going to go up that wall and through the neutral zone. Nystrom fighting in front. I played with Eric Nystrom in Calgary. He's a real hard-nosed guy. Comes from that Nystrom blood. Goes to that front of the net and pays a price.
Well, you think about where his career was a few years ago. Dallas acquired him from Minnesota for one reason. His salary got them to the floor of the salary cap. Dallas was actually a little low, so they just picked him up to get to the cap. Well, lo and behold, Nystrom started scoring for them, and he's still in the league.
Well, they needed him at full salary, Gord, because, yeah, you're right. He was on waivers for about $750 grand, half of his salary, and they needed him at the full rate at 1.4. And he had a terrific season, and now he's been able to carve it out into a nice career.
Now Gravis spins and shoots, hammers that off the end boards. And Roy pokes that across the line. Ahead it goes to Matt Cullen. His pass in behind Olli Jokinen. No points this year yet for Olli Jokinen for Nashville.
I had a nice chat with Olli Jokinen, another former teammate from Florida Panther days, and I was teasing him about his flow because he used to be bald when I played with him. Now
he's got the Tennessee top hat going now.
Glorious hair. That's what I said to him. I didn't know what else to say. I don't know if that's a mullet or what he's got rolling, but it is. He's on fire. I mean,
that's all business at the front and all party at the back, my friend.
Well, at least it's not a strap-on hairdo.
No.
Lego head, but Olli's a quality person, and you know, I asked him about the effect that Peter Laviolette's had on him and the team, and he said, you know, we play such an up-tempo game. He loves to skate. Now it's just a matter of him settling into his game and at least getting some points.
Now some discussion about who should be on the ice. Paul McLean upset that there were some shenanigans by Laviolette. So Järnkrok will come off and Jokinen will come on to take the face-off against the Zibanejad.
You mean Laviolette play shenanigans? No, not him.
Had a good chat with him this morning. He knows that 9-2 score can go the other way some nights. Like he was saying, his Providence Bruins won and lost games 13-2 in the AHL. This is 1-1 in 13-2 games.
Well, if you're on the wrong end, boy, those are long, long nights and frustrating as a player.
You won't hear any Nashville players bragging or laughing about that result in Toronto the other night. And the clearing attempt goes off the glass and out.
We've all had a few of those throughout our career, and you know, it's how you rebound. And you know, if you're the Nashville Predators, and Peter Laviolette will back that up, this sentiment is you have to guard against things coming too easy for you. He even said this morning to you, Gordon, to myself standing there, was that, you know, everything they put towards the net seemed to go in. It was one of those nights. Now you have to get back on the horse and expect a tougher opponent in the Ottawa Senators.
Off the face-off wing, Carlson back to MacArthur. Feeds across to Phillips, winds and fires. He hammered that wide. Now Carlson feeds it back in front, picked off by Weber. Chipped down to the Ottawa zone. Colin Wilson first there for Nashville. And now MacArthur with it. Picked off by Järnkrok. His pass in return intercepted by MacArthur, who's away for Ottawa. He and Craig Smith do-si-do at center ice. And that's going to be a penalty against the Nashville Predators. And McCarthy's taken down, and with 28.5 seconds to go in the first period. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, we're going to get
them both.
Yeah,
MacArthur can't believe it.
He's taking them both. The hook and the embellishment. Clark MacArthur bangs his stick on the glass on the way into the penalty box. He's frustrated, but this happens right in front of me. He gets on his horse. He wants to take a little bit of a lane, digs in with his leg, and Smith spins him around. I don't know. To me, should be a call on Craig Smith. And MacArthur had position, but certainly a referee would disagree with me and everyone else here in the building.
They just showed him the scoreboard now. Tim Peel's hearing it from Paul McLean.
That was a soft call.
Now the play's offside at the Nashville line.
That's the hardest thing, and Gord, I've always been against diving, and I think there should be more penalties, and guys, that list should be made public, because you're embarrassing everyone, not only your organization, yourself, but the referees in the league. If you're diving around, it's hard for the refs to make the right call, and that's what's frustrating on all different fronts.
But if Clark MacArthur winds up on that list, is that fair?
No, that's the challenge.
And now time expires, so 4-on-4 for minute 32 to open the second period. Shea Weber with that patented shot, his 6th goal of the year, comes on the power play. And Nashville leads by a score of 1-0. After 20 minutes of play, our first intermission coming up on Canadian Tire, Ottawa Senators hockey on TSN. First period summary brought to you by Metro Ford Dealers of Ottawa. Shea Weber's 6th of the year comes on the power play, gives Nashville a 1-0 lead. Weber led all NHL defensemen last year with 23 goals. And the teams begin this second period 4-on-4 with MacArthur and Smith still off for Ottawa and Nashville respectively.
Gord, I mentioned on that goal by Shea Weber, not too many goaltenders in the league that would stop that. That was an absolute laser beam. One-timer that went shelf on Robin Lehner. Lehner was in terrific position. He's 6'5". He's at the top of his crease. And if it doesn't hit him, it goes in the net. And that's exactly what I said earlier. It's a perfectly placed shot. Sometimes you can't blame the goaltender. You just have to give kudos to the shooter. And Shea Weber's been doing it for many years, and he's a feared shooter. That's why he's put his team up 1-0.
Well, I remember back in the Vancouver Olympics when they put the puck through the net, and the officials said after the game there was no hole in the mesh.
The net just gave away. It was terrifying.
Ryan Ellis's long shot goes off the leg of Erik Karlsson from the other point. Here's Ekholm with it. And Matthias Ekholm jumps away from Karlsson, works his way in and drops it back to Ribeiro. James Neal takes that pass from Ribeiro. No, Ekholm back with it. And Ekholm loose in the corner. Peels back, being sealed there by Karlsson. 30 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Phillips takes Ekholm in hard. Now loose behind the goal is Ribeiro. Flips it back for Neal, but the pass up over his stick and out. Arizona will be paying Mike Ribeiro $1.9 million for the next 6 years not to play for them.
These buyouts are unreal.
In comes Ellis with a shot off the stick of Phillips. And then Ribeiro signed a 1-year deal with Nashville for just over $1 million a year. Nashville taking a flyer on the likes of Ribeiro and others. Olli Jokinen, Derek Roy. See if they can squeeze some offense out of them.
All of those signings for the Nashville Predators have worked out. Derek Roy, yeah, just scored his first goal the other day, but he's got some assists to go with it and leadership qualities.
And of course, when you talk about Nashville scoring, you talk about that top line, or the acquisition line as it's best known. You got James Neal, who comes over in the deal from Pittsburgh. Ribeiro's an unrestricted free agent. Forsberg in the trade last year with Washington for Martin Mierak. So really, Forsberg's the only player on the line who was with Nashville last season and for just 13 games.
And it's a perfect mix because there's speed, skill, a little bit of grit in James Neal. He plays in that gray area. He's a shooter. Ribeiro's a disher. And Forsberg is a perfect mix of both of them, actually, because he can finish plays, but his hockey IQ, and I know people talk about that, but it's knowing where to go on the ice. And Forsberg at 20 years old seems to have that maturity to get in and out of places where the puck will follow him around. And obviously with him having 22 points, he's doing something right. And that top line, I think it's just the perfect mix right now. It's been a perfect storm for the Predators.
Forsberg, a two-time captain of the Swedish national junior team, was a gold medalist in 2012, and Mika Zibanejad scored the golden goal in Calgary. Cody Ceci wraps it around, trying to find Ryan, and Bobby Ryan gets loose in the corner. Banks it back to the point to Cowan, a long wrist shot that's way wide. Now Ceci steps up. Matt Cullen took a whack at that and knocks it back down to the Ottawa zone.
Cody Ceci very aggressive on the pinch. And that's what you want to see, an up-tempo game. The Nashville Predators have been pinching all night long so far. Ottawa giving them a little taste of their own medicine.
Now Stone throws it in front, bouncing puck to Greening, poked away by Hutton. Mentioned Colin Greening, a healthy scratch 13 times this year, including the last 4 games for Ottawa. Trying to find his way back in the lineup. Curtis Lazar, a game day scratch for Ottawa as an unspecified ailment, and Borowiecki, big hit there on Taylor Beck.
A massive hit by Borowiecki. Catches Beck with his head down through the body. Good clean check.
Now Greiler to Borowiecki. Up ahead for Stone, who chips out ahead, and back goes Ekholm for it as Stone steps into him. This is Zach Smith centering Hoffman and Stone for the moment for Ottawa. Now rink wide it goes as Smith races back. Colin Wilson took a swat at that, but Smith knocked it ahead to Neal. Neither team has a shot on goal yet in this period, as Leonard leaves it behind the goal for Phillips. Up ahead to McCulloch. Banks it up for Neal, trying to find Zach Smith streaking in. And now McCulloch knocks it down at center ice as Weber is back to pick it up. Of course, Nashville had to match that gargantuan offer sheet that Philadelphia gave Shea Weber.
Yeah, talk about a large offer sheet. I believe his salary or his take-home money, about $14 million a year his first couple of years.
Well, in fact, in the first 12 months of the deal, so July 1st to July 1st, it was $24 million. And the long shot from Josi, gloved by Leonard.
Zach Smith being pushed back to center ice, and Paul McLean told us this morning it was a real tough adjustment for him on the wing because it's almost like learning on the fly, reading the plays, and when you start to think on the ice, you get behind the play. He feels more comfortable at center ice because he feels that he can be a little bit more freewheeling, get down into the play, get physical, work to the strengths of his game, but you could certainly tell he was uncomfortable on the wing and his play was affected by it, so he slides back into the center ice position where it's more natural for him.
Not just his 300th game tonight, his 163rd in a row. As Nashville sends it down, that'll be an icing call against the Predators.
He's a pretty solid player. Details of his game pretty strong. You'd like to see him get a little bit more opportunities towards the net. He's the type of guy who pays a price to get there, but average skill set, sometimes that hurts you if you do get into a scoring position. But as I talked about, if his 200-foot game is very strong, then he's going to give his line mates an opportunity to get good looks with the puck.
This is Bobby Ryan on the face-off against Ribeiro, who wins it. Ottawa won 60% of the draws in the opening period. That shot by Neal ramps off a stick, and he and Borowiecki give each other a little cross-check on the way by.
I had a chat with Robin Leonard this morning. If you take a look at, he's a 6'5" goaltender, but the paddle of his stick is long, but the part above it, the shaft of it it's very short, conducive to the height of his body.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing. And you can control your rebounds and your puck play around the net a little bit better, but he joked with us saying, listen, I don't handle the puck very well, so it doesn't matter how long the stick is. It's a matter of comfort level, and I had never seen that type of, for his height.
It's almost like a little kid stick.
It is, by a Canadian Tire.
The counter gives Ryan Ellis a shove as Chiasson sends it in deep. And Hutton plays that around. Look out. That get you?
No, not me. I'm good at ducking pucks, you know that.
You give it to a kid, Jamie.
Who do I give it to?
Oh, there's a nice lady behind. Give it to the nice lady
I have to give it to this lady here. She looks like Flo from Mel's Diner. Love her. She's a beauty. She's waving me on too. I love it.
There you go. So once again, Jamie McLennan avoids being hit by a puck.
Oh, that was a common occurrence in my career. Exactly. And that went straight over the glass, lost in all of this. Ekholm's going to get a penalty.
That's interesting because how did it wind up in your box if it went over the glass?
Well, I saw it coming, and I don't know if you heard me. I actually yelled heads up.
Okay, so
it's not like I'm going to jump in there and catch it. It almost hit Jason Smith.
But if it wound up there, how is that a penalty against Nashville?
I don't know. I have to be honest. If it ends up in their bench, I would think that that's not a penalty, but maybe they didn't see
Unless it bounced off someone in the crowd.
No. It didn't hit. It went off the glass behind Paul McLean and rolled into the box where I was.
Well, then that's not a penalty.
No, that's 2 calls they've missed so far, but 1 each for each team, so they're even right now.
So Ottawa now to the power play. Clark MacArthur leads the way with 4 goals in the man advantage this year.
Lavi's a lot more subdued on the bench that we've seen him.
Give it time.
Exactly.
Give it time.
That's true. Only 25 minutes into the game. We haven't seen the vein pop out of his head.
He was fired 3 games of the season last year by Philadelphia. He's got a long track record of having a great 25 games with a new team. Karlsson now fires it down, and Hutton went up to play it. MacArthur fires it wide as Hutton had to hustle back into the crease. Now Karlsson plays it around for Legwand. Chiasson on the high slot. MacArthur down low, and MacArthur plays it across to Legwand. Down to MacArthur. Legwand to MacArthur. Legwand back for Chiasson, trying to tap that in front. And Weber got in the way of that. Karlsson though holds the line for Ottawa. Croncy goes to Turris. Kyle Turris peels back in the corner. Feeds back to Karlsson. Long wrist shot tipped in front, loose for Chiasson, stopped by Hutton. The puck's still loose. And Hutton has his mask ripped off as MacArthur goes by, and Hutton shaken up on the play.
Well, this is terrific work by Carter Hutton to fight off the puck and end up finding that rebound. He gets run over and a little sore. But it goes back to the point, Erik Karlsson does a terrific job of finding that lane to get it down there. And then the puck, he makes a terrific left pad save. He's got Clark MacArthur all over him. His bucket ends up getting knocked off, and MacArthur gets pushed in right there. But he makes a terrific left pad save on Chiasson. And Carter Hutton keeps the 0 up on the board, but a real nice chance by the Ottawa Senators by just getting that puck through the lane, down to the front of the net, and jamming away, trying to get an ugly one.
Carter Hutton was signed as a college free agent by San Jose in 2010 out of UMass Lowell. Found his way to Chicago, where he backed up Corey Crawford for a bit. And then on Nashville, where he plays sparingly behind Pekka Rinne. But of course, Rinne last year missed 51 games after an infection set in from hip surgery. Ryan banks it back to Karlsson with time. Feeds across to Ryan. In, shoot, scores! Bobby Ryan, power play goal! And the game is tied at 1.
This is just a great shot by Bobby Ryan as he finds a lane to get to the net. Erik Karlsson makes it all possible by buying himself some time. It's going to go around, come back to the point. Ryan with a little bank play. Karlsson gets it over to him. Now he's going to use Seth Jones as a screen. And Hutton doesn't pick it up, but it's not about a big slap shot. It's a snapshot that's perfectly placed just above the right pad underneath the blocker. You get a good view of it. I had a perfect view of it from my angle, and it went just inside that right post. But it's a terrific release by Bobby Ryan, all made possible by Karlsson buying him a little bit of room so he can get in that lane. And now we're all tied up at 1.
Goals in back-to-back games for Bobby Ryan. We've got a glass issue just to the one side of the Ottawa bench, so the Ice Crew having a look at that.
Well, Gordon, it may have, the backup, or the goaltender, Carter Hutton, may have been shaken up earlier on that play. We saw his bucket get knocked off, and looked like he hit his head pretty hard on the post. He fought off that left pad save there, and then you could see right here.
Well, his head got bent back pretty hard. And then Weber coming through gave him a pretty good shot as well into the goalpost. So
there's no protection there, and he got up and shook it off. But I wouldn't blame cobwebs on that goal. That was a great shot by Bobby Ryan, but tough to stay in there. As you can see, his head hit the post pretty hard.
Carlson has advantage and draw the assists on the goal at 6:17 on the power play. Just Ottawa's 7th shot of the game, but it's a 1-1 tie. And now James Neal comes busting in. Neal peels back and shoots, and Leonard makes the save up high and hangs on. Bobby Ryan's got his 5th of the year. 4 of his 5 goals have been scored right here in Ottawa. It's 1-1 in the second. So 1-1 the score here with 13:16 remaining in the second period. Ottawa scraped and clawed at times on that western swing as Neal gets a quick shot away and whistles that wide of the goal. James Neal with a very quick release and a hard shot. Forsberg down to Ribeiro. Back to Ellis. Rossi goes to Ekholm, a long shot blocked by Neal in front. That's Chris Neal, not James. And now the two Neals are jawing in the offensive zone as James Neal gives Chris a whack. And that long bouncing shot steered away by Leonard.
Dangerous bouncing short hop, and Leonard makes a terrific shortstop play on it. Keeps it out.
Now Ceci brings it ahead, drops it off to Smith. Zach Smith plays it rink wide for McCulloch. And McCulloch was disrupted just long enough by Forsberg, couldn't get a shot away. Now Zibanejad picks it up, plays it back for Ceci, winds and shoots, and Hutton fights that off. At the line, Ceci trying to hold it. Zibanejad flips it back in, and Ellis settles things down for Nashville. Craig Smith across the line, a long shot knocked away by Leonard. And here's Hoffman with it, skips away from him, and back out to center right.
A little bit more momentum from the Ottawa Senators, a higher pace to their game and generating some neutral zone chances and shots towards the net, and that's what they need to do on Carter Hutton.
And now Leonard hangs on to that with Calle Jarnkrok looking for the loose puck.
I talked about shots on goal, and Cody Ceci has been very active. Puck's going to come back to him off the rush. Going to pop right back. This is Mahalik chance through the seam, and then the puck's going to come right back. Ceci with a terrific low shot looking for the rebound. Hutton ends up fighting that one off, but it's all about generating shots to the net. Cody Ceci has tremendous upside at only 20 years old. He's going to get better and better with experience and reading plays, know when to jump in and when to stay back.
Wilson plays it rink wide for Josi. And Roman Josi has that puck knocked away by Carlson. Then Jarnkrok steals it back. And now Carlson finally settles things down, steps away from Wilson. And Carlson away from Craig Smith. Here comes Erik Karlsson and across the line, shoots. That goes just wide. And Josi swats it away. Erik Karlsson, 6 games on the goal for Ottawa. As Olli Jokinen up for Craig Smith. Drops for the trailer. That's Josi. Weber skated by the puck. And now Josi taken down by Borowiecki. And the call from the official, Mike Lego, as he got him with the leg. There's Turris with a shot, and not the knee. Now a steal. Greening with a long shot. Hutton makes the save. Another chance for Ryan, and Hutton fights that off. Good pressure now by Ottawa as Greening has his pass picked off by Weber. Smith can't clear it out as Borowiecki stepped up. And Josi settles things down for Nashville. Bounces that back down to the Ottawa zone, and Nashville will change. No, they won't. It's called icing. Craig Smith tried to get off the ice. And we'll see if the officials detected that.
You're going to get a couple chances towards the net here on Carter Hutton. Turris fires away Shea Weber, pokes it. Going to try and take possession. Comes right through the middle. That's a pizza. And Hutton makes a terrific save, and then the rebound goes towards the net. It's fought off. Ends up hitting something, but Shea Weber, we talked about it. He's arguably one of the best defensemen in the world with Erik Karlsson. He has a blunder once in a while, and that was right up the middle, and Carter Hutton bails him out with the left pad.
Jokinen and Legwand, two long-time antagonists in the face-off circle, are jawing. And Jokinen wins the draw back for Josi. Off the glass it goes, and this time the puck rolls down to Leonard. And so the change will be completed. By the way, good marks there to Craig Smith, who snuck off the ice for Nashville despite the icing. Just very quietly hopped over the boards and got off.
The invincible paint out, that's what he did.
Now Jokinen loose in the corner, feeds it back to the point to Jones. Seth Jones in, shoots. Leonard never saw it as he spun around. And Derek Roy just missed on the rebound. An unconventional 360 save there by Robin Leonard.
There's a little bit of traffic in front. He fought it off.
And there's icing again against Nashville with 10:03 to go in the period.
Robin Leonard's just trying to take some position on that last shot by Seth Jones. Olli Jokinen's going to throw it back. Jones has a real nice lane as he takes a little bit of ice for himself. Robin Leonard gets tied up. His right leg gets tied up with Jared Cowan. Comes through a screen and he gets spun around. Finds a way to keep it out of the net. Not the most conventional save, but gets it done.
Off the face-off, Nystrom can't get to it. And Chris Phillips ahead for Hoffman, who chips that down to the Nashville zone. Hutton waiting for it. Put it right in the stick of Hoffman, who feeds it in front. It was off the stick of Beck and just wide. And Jones and Hutton having a quick conversation to make sure they're on the same page, as Karlsson can't chop it down at the line.
Gord, the hardest thing for a backup goaltender is to replace some of the habits that your starter has as far as the calls with your defensemen. Seth Jones and Carter Hutton get their lines crossed, almost cost them a goal against. And you could see, like you mentioned, there's a conversation during the play, but as a backup goaltender, you have to be simple.
Deal by Stone for Hoffman, shoots! Thinking all of that, and Hutton got the rest. Borowiecki, rink wide, goes for Karlsson. Now Borowiecki lifts that over by the Nashville bench. Jones across to Ellis. And Ryan Ellis settles things down. Ellis signed a 5-year extension with Nashville after sitting on much of training camp for the Predators.
He's an underrated defenseman, Gord. Now, everyone talks about Seth Jones, and obviously we talked about Shea Weber, but Ryan Ellis has had a real nice start to the season. Just somebody who's continuing to get better and better at 23 years old.
Now Smith across the line. Chris Neal has a tight rope, and he falls. Now Borowiecki taking a hard bump there from Neal, and Borowiecki knocks down Neal. And play continues. It's loose in front. Here's Turris with a chance. He hammered that just high. And again, Hutton was cut out of the net. And that long shot by Graba goes wide. Eric Graba shooting the puck more in this game. Has had a couple of good chances. Now Ribeiro picks it up. And away comes Nashville, 4-on-3. And that pass knocked away. Ekholm has to gather it up and play back in deep to the Ottawa zone. 8 to go in the second period. Shots now 14-11 Nashville. Turris works his way in. Drops it back. Goes all the way back to Cowan. And he can't hold the line. Actually, he did, and now Ceci with it. Spins and shoots, scores! Tipped in front by Chiasson. And Ottawa has taken a 2-1 lead.
This is all made possible by Chiasson in front of the net. But Cody Ceci finds a lane. It's going to pop wide to him. And it's about hitting the net. Jared Cowan ends up keeping that puck in just by mere inches. Ceci gets good wood on it. Chiasson fighting for position in front of Carter Hutton.
That puck came out, did it not?
It looked very close. I'm close to being on that line. And
have a look. Where is Cowan's stick?
Oh, that looks like it's pretty close. Game of inches. I wouldn't want to be in charge of that call. But Chiasson pushes off of Josi and redirects it. No chance for Carter Hutton, but a terrific shot by Cody Ceci, and I mentioned it earlier. Good looks with the puck, and he ends up hitting the net. Chiasson gets the goal.
That's his 5th of the year. And it's a 2-1 Ottawa lead on Canadian Tire Ottawa Senators hockey on TSN.
This goal, Chiasson's goal, all happens off the rush as Kyle Turris is going to throw it wide, and a lot of people saying shoot off the rush. Well, Turris throws it back. Jared Cowan fights to keep that in, whether you like the call or not. Seam play. Ceci's going to take it off the boards, and Chiasson pushes off a Josi in front. I mean, that looks like to me that it comes out, but you get a favorable call. Cowan keeps it in and ends up 2-1. You're up, and you've had a real good pushback period after a soft first period by the Senators.
Chiasson's got points in 8 of his last 10 games. was 3 out of 4 there for a while with the injury after blocking a shot against Boston. And the shots now 14-12 Nashville. Ottawa had a very quiet opening period. Has come back stronger here in the second. And Borowiecki plays it in deep. Borowiecki and Weber collide hard. There's nearly 500 pounds of hockey players colliding behind the Nashville goal.
Yeah, two big bodies, Gord. Shea Weber's 235 pounds and Borowiecki's 205 they list him at, but I think he carries more weight than that.
So we'll say about 450 to make it fair. In comes Neal, drops it off for McCulloch with a shot at the outside of the post. And Forsberg back the other way for Nashville. McCulloch tracking him, and the puck squirts free to Erik Karlsson. Now Karlsson winds his way across the line. In comes Karlsson with it. Nifty move in front of Josi. Karlsson peels back. Both teams are changing. And Karlsson, the human rain delay, feeds it ahead for Zach Smith. He shoots, tip right on, and Hutton made the save on the deflection by McCulloch. Neal to Smith, shoots, goes off the stick of Ribeiro and wide. CC plays it down low to McCulloch. Cowan comes in, shoots, bouncing down in front. It's squirted away from Hutton. And now CC plays it around for McCulloch. Good pressure by Ottawa. And this is with most of Nashville's top line on the ice. Not to mention his top defense pair. McCulloch feeds back. Cowan in, shoots, scores! Jared Cowan! And it's 3-1 Ottawa.
Wow. That's just a laser beam by Jared Cowan. He had a chance previous to this. McCulloch's going to put it on a tee for him. It ends up hitting the left shin pad of Shea Weber. Now a one battle down low again by McCulloch. Some terrific work on the boards. Little saucer pass. Cowan walks right in. He's able to beat Carter Hutton, who's got the left pad up. A lot of goaltenders want to play that in a butterfly style and ends up beating him on that glove side, but just terrific work by McCulloch. Down low, Cowan finishes it off as he's been playing a prominent role in the last 2 goals.
In comes Chiasson, spins now. Turris posts up in front of Chiasson. Gets harassed there by Cullen, plays it to the corner for Turris. He fights off Ellis. Stand in front, skips away from Chiasson, back up to center ice, and a diving Chris Phillips puts that on the stick of Matt Cullen. In he comes, he shoots, and the glove save is made by Robin Leonard. Jared Cowan has his first of the year, and the Ottawa Senators have scored 3 times here in the second period.
Milan McCulloch with some terrific work that ends up in the back of Nashville's net. Possession coming in, ends up hitting a post short side on Hutton, who doesn't even track that. Puts it on a tee for Cowan on the first chance, and then wins a physical battle down low to put it. Another terrific pass on Cowan's stick, and he ends up putting it behind Carter Hutton, but all made possible by some real good, strong work by Milan McCulloch on the boards. Puts the Senators in a real nice spot at 3-1.
Looked ahead to MacArthur. He's got Turris with him. In comes MacArthur for Turris. Loose it, but oh, he missed it wide. Turris had 2 great chances here in the second period. Has missed the net both times. And Turris is shaking his head as he moved up the ice.
What a pass by MacArthur to get it to him. And Turris corrals that. He has the full 4x6, and it may have popped up on him, but he just buries that over top of the net off the glass.
Now Turris back with it. Now to Zibanejad. Crisscrossing there with MacArthur as Ellis gives him a shot. And Ellis has it now for Nashville. Mark Stone swings back for it. In Curtis Lazar, a game day scratch for Ottawa today. That moves Zibanejad back to center for Ottawa. And away comes Wilson with it, along with Smith. Up ahead for Colin Wilson. He was bumped off the puck, and now Stone has it. Bouncing puck in the slot, goes to Wilson, a backhand shot, and Leonard steers that away. Volchenkov stapled Zibanejad into the sideboards. A race for it now. Jumping in was Hoffman. And Volchenkov knocked that away. In comes Philip Forsberg. That backhand shot shut down by Leonard. And Greiva on the puck ahead to Legwand. To the line, but not out. Volchenkov steps up again, collides hard with Borowiecki, knocked the stick out of his hands. And now Ottawa moves the puck ahead as Hoffman lifts it down to the Nashville zone as Hutton gets watched there by Legwand. Ryan seals the wall. Volchenkov knocking players down all over the ice as he has been doing throughout his National Hockey League career. In comes Neal, drops to Ribeiro, can't pull the trigger, now does, saved by Leonard as he reached out the left pad and made that stop. Now Ribeiro sends it back in front, Neal to Shea Weber with a shot, that goes wide. Ribeiro on it. And it bounces down to Bobby Ryan in the corner. 17-15 the shots now for Nashville. But in the second period, a much different story. As Ottawa had only 4 shots on goal. Now that centering pass picked off by Legwand, and this time he does move it out.
Shea Weber getting very physical as he pinched in.
Now the linesman David Brisebois was sent flying. Button gets back to his feet and indicates icing against Ottawa with 2:22 to go.
David Legwand skates by and checks on him as he took a shot to the back here. Eric Nystrom's just going to try and dump it in, and oh, I'll tell you, I would never want to be a linesman or even a ref in the National Hockey League.
People have no idea how tough they are. I mean, first of all, they're on the ice the whole game. They will often do 5 games in a week. They get hit by pucks and sticks, you name it.
Errant punches and scraps. I mean, I'm friends with Donnie Henderson. I played a little bit of junior with him.
There's Beck with a shot, and it's stopped by Leonard.
And he does a terrific job in the NHL. And last time I ran into him at the airport, he had 2 black eyes. He took an errant stick in a cross-checking incident in one of the games, and talked to him about being old school. He doesn't wear a visor, and he said he's going to start thinking about it. Man, these linesmen, they take a beating, and
it's a real physical job being a linesman.
It really is. And as much as we like to get on them a little bit, they do a great job.
You didn't get on officials, did you, Jamie?
Well, they love me. I used to give them the popcorn when I was sitting on the bench. On the ice was a different story.
Tell me you didn't eat popcorn on the bench.
Allegedly, I didn't. I just outed myself, I guess. More M&Ms and gummy bears, whatever I could fit into my pad.
Now we know why goalie pads are so big.
Our goalies are so fat.
Here's Gausdet with a shot that goes wide. And MacArthur whacks that by Ellis. Beck tried to knock it back in. They're going to call a hand pass on that play. And Beck's evidence is flying on the blue line. And now Gausdet and Turris are jawing.
That's going to draw a crowd as Chiasson skates in there to help out with the situation. Gausdet, as you mentioned before, Gord, last game against the Maple Leafs mixed it up with Clarkson and Phaneuf.
And there's the linesman in the middle of that.
Yeah.
That time it's Mark Shuchuk who's in there. And I think Mike Lego's had enough. Someone's going off.
Kyle Turris involved physically. Probably a little frustrated because he's missed a couple open nets. This last little 2-on-1, MacArthur makes a terrific pass. The puck rolling a little bit. Hutton doesn't get across. Turris puts it over the net. Here's another wide open net on the misplay behind the net as Chris Neal gave it to him. So you could see the frustration in Kyle Turris' game.
But at the end of it, only Gausdet gets a penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
You could see him engage with Kyle Turris. He skated right up to him. So game within the game, there may have been a little bit of a how's she doing from the stick of Turris, who knows, but when you start to get involved, I mean, you mentioned it, Gord, Mike Lego skates in, and a lot of times a ref will take somebody to try and settle the situation down, and Gausdet is going to go.
So Ottawa, 1-for-1 on the power play. Bobby Ryan scored the goal. He's out there with Zibanejad and Stone up front, Hoffman and Carlson on the back end. And now Stone will have to take the draw against Järnkrok. Järnkrok was the player Nashville acquired from Detroit in the Legwand deal at the deadline last year. Josi intercepts that pass from Zibanejad, but Hoffman steps up for Ottawa. Throws it right through the middle of the ice, and with a baseball swing, Järnkrok knocks it out.
Nice little hand-eye coordination.
Carlson snaps that pass ahead to Ryan. Drops it back to Carlson. Long wrist shot. Hutton saw that through the traffic and kicked it away. Now Järnkrok short-handed fires it down to the Ottawa zone. 1:25 to go in the second period.
That was a real strong play by Shea Weber to clear the front of the net. Hutton was able to track that and clear the rebound to the corner so that there was no second shot. That's just the strength of Shea Weber.
Leonard is not a great puck handler, and he bobbles that in behind the goal by his own admission. That's not a slam. Now Carlson, ring wide, he goes for Ryan. Final minute of play in the second period. Hutton tries to poke that away. Zibanejad with it. Or McCarthy back to the point, but Legwand was late coming off the bench. And it's back down to the Ottawa zone. Ellis knocks down that shoot in. Legwand tries to carry it across. Picked off by Cullen. And here's McCarthy with it for Ottawa. Goals 2 minutes and 6 seconds apart here in the second period. Blue things open for Ottawa. Now Legwand brings it in. David Legwand banks it back for Turris. To Carlson. Back for Turris. Big wide pass to McCarthy. Now Carlson shoots. It was off a foot and wide. And now McCarthy back with it. Feeds it back for Turris. That staggered him. And now Nystrom bearing down. So Turris had to be careful. Picked off by Cullen. In comes Matt Cullen. Shea Weber joins the attack. Cullen in, shoots. Leonard with a point-blank save on the rebound. Leonard gets a piece of that, and back comes Ottawa. Final second of the period. McCarthy in and can't get a shot away as the penalty and the period come to an end.
What a great save by Robin Leonard to keep it at 3-1 in the dying seconds on a short-handed opportunity. Cullen's going to take a little bit of ice, a little curl and drag play. Leonard doesn't buy it. He makes the initial save with the right shoulder and then fights off the second one with the left pad.
So 3-1 Ottawa with the lead after 40 minutes of play. Our second intermission coming up on Canadian Tire Senators Hockey on TSN. Scoring summary brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Well, Bobby Ryan got his 5th of the year on the power play to tie the game at 1, and then 2 goals, 2.5 minutes apart. Chiasson is 5th, and Jared Cowan is 1st of the year, his 1st in his last 13 games. Ottawa shoots Nashville 12-10 in the second period, and has a 3-1 lead heading for the third period.
Mark Borowiecki had a real active second period, physical all over the ice. Tried to set the tone early on in the game, but you know, it takes a little bit of time to get his legs underneath him, but he's been very solid. He's been a difference maker in his own end. He gets a little smelling salt to get himself going here for the third period.
And the teams begin the third period 5-on-5. Roman Josi gets to it. Battling that out with McCulloch. And Forsberg fishes that out for Nashville. James Neal. Jared Cowan. That Nashville-Pittsburgh trade is interesting on a number of levels, Jamie, not the least of which is Pittsburgh was looking for more net front presence. A guy like Hornquist, who's more of a Thomas Holmstrom type. Nashville was looking for the one-shot danger, the guy like Neal with a quick release. In comes Järnkrok, now a backhand shot. Leonard's down. And Smith spilled in front, and Leonard comes right across and makes a terrific stop on Wilson. Now the puck leaves the zone, and Nashville has to regroup. What a stop by Leonard, in tight in the opening moment of the period.
Great save. Chris Phillips had taken the body. That lane was open, and desperation dive by Robin Leonard.
Chiasson pounds it around. Carlson knocks it down, loose in front for Roy. Shoot! Oh, what a stop by Leonard! Rebound, loose in front, they score! Olli Jokinen has his first point of the season. It's a goal to bring Nashville within 1.
This is a tough play by Alex Chiasson. He brings it back into his own zone and wants to wire it around the boards. You could see the thought process, but Carlson backs into it. It ends up hitting his stick, going right to the middle. Leonard with a great blocker save, but then the rebound bounces right down and Olli Jokinen skates right into it. A lot of times when you don't make those tape-to-tape passes or a little snooker play where you bank it off the boards and then Carlson can skate into it, it's a real tough play by Alex Chiasson. And All of a sudden, Nashville Predators are back into this game.
Now Seth Jones in deep, finds Taylor Beck, and Beck is loose behind the Ottawa goal. Now Volchenkov with a soft shot that goes wide. The puck loose along the wall. Hook ahead to Legwand. He's got Greening with him. In comes David Legwand. Streaks around Gauntlett, who falls. Legwand loose in front. It goes back to Ryan with a shot. And that hit Volchenkov in front as he sprawled in front of the loose puck.
Volchenkov stays down as he gets hit with that puck. But this is just good wheels by David Legwand through the neutral zone to help create this chance. He drives wide on Volchenkov. Volchenkov trying to stay up on him. Legwand turns him outside and then takes a little bit of ice for himself. Bobby Ryan's going to skate right into that. Carter Hutton wasn't in position for that play. Volchenkov's going to take that right in the side. I don't know if there's a lot of padding there. It seems to be a lot of meat. And certainly in a little bit of pain on the bench. He's a warrior, but that's all made possible by speed through the neutral zone of David Legwand.
Saw Volchenkov, who set the franchise record for block shots here in Ottawa 7 years ago. That's a tough way to make a living. Now Weber steps up and Smith steps in front of that pass as Zach Smith knocks it down. Volchenkov signed that big free agent deal with New Jersey as Weber just shoved McCulloch off the puck. McCulloch gets it right back though, drops it off to Howard. Jared Cowan long wrist shot blocked by Weber in front. Cowan back on it. Down the corner for Zach Smith, the centering pass knocked away from Chris Neal by Josi. Fed back in front, Josi knocks it away, and away comes Nashville as Josi peels back, and the Preds will change. Josi for Ribeiro. That pass went off a leg and leaves the zone. And now Hoffman with it. In comes Hoffman with a drive, just missed the far post. And Ribeiro had to hop off to avoid too many men on the ice penalty.
Lollygagging to the bench and almost cost him.
Now as Zibanejad works his way in, Ekholm swoops it away from Hoffman. Hoffman gets it back, and the shot from Mark Stone goes off a stick, up and out of play.
That last play, Anton Volchenkov takes a pretty good shot from Bobby Ryan on the side of the ribs. This guy's a warrior, though. He's a very physical defenseman. You know what he brings to the table. Blocks a lot of shots, wants to finish his check every time. And when you're a forward going down on that type of physical defenseman, you know you're going to pay a price. And as a goaltender, you know what you're going to get from him in front of you. And he's going to try and take away every shot towards the net. Very serviceable defenseman. He's done a pretty good job in Nashville as on that third pairing.
And maybe the pressure off him after the free agent contract in New Jersey. They paid him big dough.
Well, that's the problem, Gord. Sometimes you sign a massive deal, all of a sudden you want to change your game. And you feel you got to live up to these giant contracts of the type of dollars that are being thrown around because you have a fan base that says we're paying $4 million, $5 million for this. A stay-at-home guy, or a guy who likes to be physical. And guys get out of their element and they start to do a little bit more and they're out of their comfort zone and they're certainly not talented enough to play a certain way.
So Nashville general manager David Poile there got Volchenkov on a one-year deal for $1 million. Another one of those one-year deals they signed. There's another guy who's got one, Derek Roy. Another one, Ole Jokinen, who feeds in front. Leonard steers that away.
Big bag full of one-year deals from David Poile, and all of them have worked out so far.
Well, and the hope would be that, out of the 5, 3 work out. I think what you'll see more of, Jamie, is more European 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds coming over, guys who haven't been drafted, been playing in European leagues. Sekatch in Montreal and others.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Peter Contiola, Petri Contiola for the Toronto Maple Leafs didn't get a sniff because he was so bad in training camp, and he's been in the minor leagues making $900 or $1 million. He hasn't done anything down there, so sometimes it's a high-risk reward, and certainly hasn't paid off for the Leafs.
There's a puck into the Nashville bench. Just Peter Laviolette, who was hit a couple of weeks ago for Nashville. Well, Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Atlantic. Canadian Tire Senators hockey continues with the Blues in town to take on the Sens. St. Louis in Montreal tonight. and Hitchcock and Company battling with Nashville for top spot in the Central Division. What's your take on the toughest division in the league?
Oh. Central? I would think, I mean, you have so many powerhouses there. Nashville's a team that certainly big surprise team of the National Hockey League, but throwing around some other quality teams there as well.
Dallas and Colorado are struggling this year, however.
Yeah.
Pacific for me.
Pacific for you?
Yeah. The three California teams are all good. Obviously, Vancouver's back in the mix. Lead pass goes to James Neal. Now works his way in, and Leonard will pounce on that with Colin Wilson into loose puck. Kerry Wilson there.
Father.
His dad, who played 12 years in the NHL.
You talked earlier about James Neal and his ability to get the puck on his stick, and his release is so lethal. And as a goaltender, you have to guard against that. And I think that trade was perfect for both organizations because Neal has seamlessly fit into Peter Laviolette's system, and Hornqvist has done an outstanding job. The only reason he's not playing with Sidney Crosby is I was told out of Pittsburgh they wanted to get Malkin going consistently, so they moved Hornqvist down onto his line. How about a demotion like that to play well from Crosby and go right down to Gino?
Ryan works his way in, jumps the middle of the ice around Weber, feeds across for David Legwand, and that shot off the stick of Josi, up and out. Ottawa does not have a shot on goal yet here in the third period. 5:03 gone.
A lot of attempts towards the net, though. You talk about zone entries and putting pucks towards the net and forcing defenders to turn around. The Senators have picked up their pace since the first period and are forcing the Nashville Predators to play in their own zone, and that's what you need to do. In today's world, the analytics, some of my friends who are involved in it, it's about zone time, it's about possession. Senators working hard to turn that trade around because they haven't been so strong, let's put it that way, when it comes to some of the numbers.
You know why the crowd just booed there, Jamie?
I thought they were booing me. I tried to block it out. I've heard that before.
They put the Toronto score on the out-of-town scoreboard. 4-1, the Leafs leading Tampa.
Oh, so they can have a parade tomorrow. That'd be great.
Never dull. How about Nashville tying a franchise record with 9 goals? They haven't scored more than 4 in a game this season prior to that. The lowest scoring teams in the league. Now Zibanejad with it. Knocked out by Josi. Stone in turn knocks it down again. Picks it up in the corner. Drops it off for Hoffman. Hoffman around Josi. Taking it up to the official Tim Peel. Now Hoffman tries to slide it back. Picked off by Eric Nystrom. That'll be an icing call against Nashville, so Nystrom and company will have to stay on.
Pace has slowed a little bit. The Nashville Predators have been back on their heels, trying to at least exit their zone and get some momentum headed the other way.
You wonder if Laviolette might think about timeout here. These guys have been on the ice a while, but play continues, and guess who won the faceoff? Paul Gaustad, and it dribbles down to Carter Hutton. Gaustad has been at least 55% on draws for the last 8 seasons.
He's a big, strong guy and knows his role, and I don't think it's in his nature to be a fighter, but he certainly is not shy to get involved physically, and you have to when you're that size. I don't know if you remember a couple of years back when Lucic ran over Ryan Miller. It was Gaustad who had to mix it up with Lucic a couple games later, and I don't know if that's the door you want to choose.
Yarncroke took a poke at that, gave Kyle Turris a whack on the hands. Now Borowiecki up for MacArthur. He's tied up by Ryan Ellis. Look at the defenseman down low again for Nashville. That's a Laviolette trademark. Went back to his days with the Islanders a dozen years ago. Turris picks it off in the corner. Gets a face full of Colin Wilson. Now Jokinen slides it across to Ekholm, who jumps in. Drops it back. There's Craig Smith with a drive. He hammered that high and wide. And Volchenkov picks it back up at center ice for Jokinen. His long shot, gloved by Leonard, and he'll hang on to that. 3-2 is now the lead. You're watching Canadian Tire Senators hockey on TSN. Visit the Senators Facebook page after every win to vote on the Marks Man of the Match, like Mike Hoffman, who scored 2 goals against Edmonton last Tuesday.
The man of the match.
You were the man of the match in the British Hockey League, weren't you?
Yeah, during the lockout, I went and played a couple months there. My first actual game, I think I stopped like 30 shots, and no joke, they brought out 24 beer at center ice, and that was my prize as the man of the match. You wonder why I put 26 pounds on in 2 months in England. Almost ate myself out of every league.
I remember one year, the prize for being the MVP of the World Championship was 2,000 liters of Barsteiner beer.
Those are the leagues, man. They're the best.
There's Derek Roy with a shot. Leonard knocked it down. Jokinen a backhand shot. Almost had his second of the period. And now Jokinen knocks down the clearing attempt. Walks the line and keeps it alive. Where you thought we didn't get a point in a 9-2 game, Jokinen might never get a point this season. Now Seth Jones with the shot goes wide. Legwand settles things down for Ottawa. Ahead he goes to Ceci. In with Greening. Cody Ceci, a quick wrist shot that's blocked by Jones. Now Greening on it for Ottawa. Alan Greening drew in tonight because Curtis Lazar was a late scratch for Ottawa. And Ceci plays it right back in front, tapped wide by Greening. Now fed right back in front again. This time the pass picked off by Roy.
The whole play was made possible because Cody Ceci jumps up into the play and then gets a good look at the net and then a cycle down low. Nashville ends up with no threatening play towards the net, but Ceci makes that all possible with that zone time.
At the line, helped by Ryan Ellis, who whips it around. Now Carlson can't reach it. Here's Ribeiro. Down to Forsberg. He collides with Zach Smith. Forsberg wins that battle for the puck. It trickles out in front. And Leonard will bounce on that.
Robin Leonard's been very sharp. He had to be forced to make a couple nice saves. There's a sequence here. You got a lot of bodies coming towards the net. He fights it off. Jared Cowan's in the lane, makes a good glove save, and then the rebound as Cullen is on the back door for a potential jam-in play. Ceci gets underneath his stick, and Robin Leonard fights it off. He keeps the lead for the Ottawa Senators.
Look out, that clearing attempt hit James Neal on the side of the head. And now Chris Neal fires it down in the Nashville zone. Here's Zach Smith looking for it. Forsberg waits. Carlson seals the wall. And Ekholm backhands out ahead, trying to find Ribeiro, who's got James Neal with him. And Ryan Ellis has to gather things up at center ice and regroup. 25-17, the shots on goal for Nashville.
Carrying a lot of play here in the third period, trying to push that pace up. Tough turnover by Chiasson and allowed them back into the game and get some life.
Now Carlson picks off that pass and banks it down in the Nashville zone, hutting out to play it. Forsberg being harassed there by Zibanejad. Looks up and finds Craig Smith. A rolling puck. Smith shoots. Goes off the stick and wide. And Josi steps up for Nashville. Again, the defenseman pinches down low for the Predators to keep the puck alive. And Colin Wilson puts it back into the corner. Wilson, his pass rolls right in front, and Leonard will hang on to that.
Robin Leonard slows things down, and that's just a good play. When you're starting to identify your team getting running around, just take a little pause, allow a regroup, new line to come out. Now the key is to win the draw and exit your zone. Easier said than done. Olli Jokinen out there. Cullen. Jokinen's had a strong game. You mentioned Gordon, 0 points. It's bagels right across the board. I had a conversation with him before the game. Said he felt very good. It just wasn't going in the net for him.
Shots are 7-1 Nashville here in the third period. Now Ceci trying to pick it up. Look at the roll right in front. Ceci had to play that away. And now Chiasson has it. Rink wide he goes, and MacArthur banks it in deep for Turris. Kyle Turris spins it down for Chiasson. Gets bumped there by Jokinen. Made back in front. Chiasson for Turris. Turris fights off Jokinen. Loose behind the Nashville goal. Turris plays it across to MacArthur, but it's picked off by Roy. He's got a head of steam as he jumps into the play. In comes Derek Roy, a backhand shot. Stopped by Leonard, and Leonard will hang on. And Derek Roy, the Ottawa native, with a terrific chance there.
Gordon, you talked about these $1 million contracts. Here's one right here. Derek Roy with a good head of steam to the neutral zone. Goes outside, inside on Jared Cowan, who's reaching for the play. Ends up getting a real good chance on Robin Leonard. Just a nice little triangle play. Lets the puck do the work for him. Takes it to the backhand, but look at the positioning on Robin Leonard. Not much of a lane to the net because of Leonard using his size and closing the holes, but a real nice play by Derek Roy, who's getting some life to his game after he scored against the Maple Leafs the other night.
Yeah, his 500th career point. That was his first goal in 38 games back to last year. Now Chris Neal working his way in. Gives Volchenkov a hard wrap. Those two longtime teammates, and Neal clubbed Volchenkov in the head on the way by. Now Zach Smith brings it in. And Seth Jones takes him out. McCulloch centers it, gloved by Hutton. And he'll drop it down for Ribeiro. Rossi goes to Jones. Seth Jones made his NHL debut last year as an 18-year-old defenseman for Nashville.
He got a lot of opportunity to play because Roman Josi was injured.
Yeah.
So it gave him some top pairing minutes with Shea Weber, which you can do worse for partners, I'll tell you that. And Jones settled in, and he can be a force to be reckoned with for many years.
Played for Peter Laviolette for Team USA at the World Championship last spring and was named the top defenseman in the tournament. In comes Greening now with a chance. Loose in front. Oh, and a stop by Hutton. As Greening sent that towards the goal, then Gaustad hammered Greening off the puck. Legwand pokes it ahead, picked off by Ellis, who throws that back down to the Ottawa zone. 8:45 to go in the third period. Ottawa with a 3-2 lead. Now Ryan on it. And Gaustad swings that rink wide for Roy. He's got Nystrom with him. Derek Roy works his way in. Jared Cowan stays with him, knocks him off the puck, and away comes Turris. He's got MacArthur with him. MacArthur in, back for Turris. The pass broken up in the last second by Josi, who gets a stick on that, and the crowd groans shoot.
Well, they're frustrated because I had a perfect angle. Clark MacArthur, he's got a real good release.
Now Jokin, the shot save made by Leonard. The rebound stopped off the stick of Cullen. And things open up here in the third period as Ceci fires it down. Shows that away from Chiasson. Hoffman steps up, shoots, it goes off the leg of Jokinen. And now the puck hacked back in by Ceci.
Gord, you mentioned frustration from the crowd because MacArthur's in a real good lane to shoot, and he chooses to try get it back door.
In comes Smith with a drive. Leonard makes the save. Craig Smith led Nashville with 24 goals last year. Fired wide by Wilson. Josi sends it back in front, just missed Wilson. Now fed back in front. And a chance for Hoffman. He's got Zibanejad with him. 2-on-1. In comes Hoffman, pulls it around, and Weber blocks that. And again, the crowd groans shoot.
That's a little different situation. Shea Weber played that perfectly as he pinched off the lane and had a real good stick on puck. I mean, there's so many good things about Shea Weber's game.
In comes Neal with a drive. He puts it wide. Nashville out shooting Ottawa 11-2 here in the third. Ottawa hanging on to what is now a one-goal lead. Hutton will hang on to that. With 6:54 to go in the third period, Robin Leonard turns in another dandy save. First on Jokinen, then on Cullen. 3-2 is your score.
Clark MacArthur, they were visibly frustrated, the fans, because Kyle Turris throws it wide. You've got a 2-on-1 situation. MacArthur's got a terrific lane. Roman Josi ends up breaking up that play, but when you've only had a couple shots in a period, you've got to find a way to test this goaltender. You've only had 19 shots the whole game, and certainly you heard it from the fans, but you've got to find a way to get it on net, and if Hutton makes the save, force that rebound in a jam play. Got 0 shots on goal on that play and no momentum out of it.
And now a chance for Nashville as Taylor Beck comes in with a rolling puck, and Turris comes back to knock that away. Gaustad wheels around for Beck, who took a whack there from Carlson. His current attempt knocked down. Nystrom fires it wide. Ellis steps up now. In the corner it goes, and down low to Beck, who's loose behind the Ottawa goal. Beck flips it back in front. There's a shot gloved by Leonard off the stick of Eric Nystrom. And the net tilting towards the back of Robin Leonard.
Robin Leonard makes a terrific glove save, but impresses me most about a goaltender who is playing with a lot of confidence. I'm standing right here, and he's skating up and down the bench, talking to the guys, saying, let's go, let's finish this off strong. A lot of goaltenders who are in the zone, they like to stay within themselves and just kind of skate around and mentally be sharp. Comes right out to Nystrom, and he's going to take a little ice for himself and rip it out of the air, and then the net falls on the back of him just for good measure. But Robin Leonard in his zone right now.
Off the face-off, a scramble draw, and it's picked up by Gryba. Last year, Leonard won 12 games for Ottawa. He did not start the next game after 6 of them, which can be frustrating, and you know that feeling well, Jimmy, when you're the backup.
Yeah, but you know what? The one thing that, and Paul McLean spoke about it this morning, Coach Paul McLean said, he's battle-tested already. We believe in him. We know what he can do after long layoffs. So, you know, it's a situation. You've got a healthy competition. Craig Anderson's been terrific this year. Leonard's going to push for ice time. So he's not feeling sorry for himself. What he's doing, he's worked hard in practice, and we've seen a response game from him tonight.
Neal plays it back to the point for Weber. Now Forsberg tangles there with David Legwand. And the puck comes free to Legwand. Pokes that ahead, but rolled off his stick. Now Legwand gets it back. Across the line he comes with Greening. And Ryan. Weber collides there with Greening. Greening for Ryan. Scored his second goal in as many games earlier in this one for Ottawa in the second period. Brought in by Josi, along with Forsberg and Neal. Dropped down to Neal, who picks it out. Throws it on goal. Leonard the safe, juggles it, and then pounces on the loose puck. 5:37 to go in the third period. Ottawa leads 3-2 on Canadian Tire Senators Hockey on TSN. Canadian Tire Senators Hockey on TSN is brought to you by Bell. Hockey just got better. By Molson Canadian, diehard fan and proud partner of the Ottawa Senators. And by Scotiabank. You're richer than you think. Scotiabank. Off the draw, James Neal reaching for it. Back to the point it goes to Weber, who scored earlier. Open to scoring in the first period with a power play goal. Now it's knocked by him and back down to the Nashville zone. Josi at that bounce, but it goes to Forsberg. And Philip Forsberg muscles his way across the line, shovels that ahead for Ribeiro. And now the puck rattles off the glass without a face-off coming in the Ottawa zone.
It's tough to keep up in a game like this. The first period, the Senators were dead asleep, and Nashville dictated the pace. And you have to know that Coach Paul McLean must have gone in and maybe had a little bit of a man conversation with him. And check out the setup by the Nashville Predators. Shea Weber wants to get into his one-time position off that face-off, and Roman Josi's left and right-hand shot. It's just a little set play. Doesn't end up working out, but you can get Shea Weber into a position for a one-timer. Why not set that up in the offensive zone?
Jones spins back to pick it up, just 20 years of age, native of Arlington, Texas. His dad, Popeye Jones, a longtime NBA player. Now Colin Wilson, also the son of a pro athlete, brings it back in the corner. Craig Smith picks it up. Smith, loose by the Ottawa goal, sends it back in front, knocked away by MacArthur, and lifted up by Chiasson. 4.5 to go in the third period. Smith, lead pass for Järnkrok. Calle Järnkrok muscles off the puck by Carlson. Järnkrok back in front for Ellis with a quick shot. He rattles it high off the glass. Jones back with it. Been all Nashville here in the third period. Counts now 32-19 in favor of the Predators. And now a high sticking call is coming to Nashville. It'll be Matt Cullen who goes off. Check that, it's Craig Smith who gets the call.
going to be a play down low.
Well, there it is.
You can see. Pretty good whack to Zibanejad in the face. And now you've got an opportunity if you're the Ottawa Senators to really close out this game. As he shakes off the effects of that high stick.
Ottawa 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. There's a face-off win by Gaustad. It's fired down the ice by Weber.
Or the challenge on the penalty kill or the power play for the Ottawa Senators is not to give up a shorthanded opportunity. Carter Hutton's not outstanding handling the puck, but Shea Weber is, and he'll shoot down for a stretch play.
Hoffman, the forward play, the point in the power play, down low to Stone. Now Zibanejad center, CC shoots and hit Bobby Ryan. CC gathers it back up. Back for Hoffman. Cross for Zibanejad, waits and shoots. He countered it wide, loses the side of the goal. Ryan takes a swat at it, and Hutton pounces on that.
Zibanejad with a pretty good look towards the net. Hoffman's going to put it down towards him. He's just going to take a little bit of ice for himself. It ends up a deflection, and Carter Hutton does a real good job of sealing off that post as Bobby Ryan takes the redirection off the boards. We've seen a lot of goals in the National Hockey League this year where goaltenders are late getting back to that post and forwards are able to jam it into the open net.
Off the face-off, MacArthur knocking it down, plays it there for Turris. And Turris got buried by Volchenkov, who's slow to get to his feet. Now Turris back with the puck, leaves it back for Phillips. In for Turris. Back in front for MacArthur, couldn't pull the trigger. Now Phillips banks it back down low. It skipped right in front. Chiasson couldn't handle it. And Ekholm feeds that right back down to the Ottawa zone. 45 seconds to go. And the penalty, the Nashville's Craig Smith.
Kyle Turris was crushed on the sideboards by Volchenkov, and he stays out, but that was borderline penalty if you ask me.
Now Turris up ahead to MacArthur. Rings that around for Chiasson. 2.5 to go in the third period. The pass is picked off by Josi. And here comes Nashville short-handed. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Josi works his way in. Roman Josi shoots. Leonard down. The puck is loose. And banging at it was Taylor Beck. And MacArthur pulls the puck out for Ottawa. Feeds it down to the Nashville zone. So a terrific save by Leonard. And you talked about it. The short-handed change for Nashville. No shots for Ottawa on that power play.
Well, you could see that Ekholm wanted to jump into the play to go with strength and numbers, and Robin Leonard makes a terrific left pad save to keep this score at 3-2.
Well, Ribeiro was almost on the ice when Roy played that puck. And now Warbiewski got shaken up at the Ottawa blue line. Centering pass, loose in front, kicked at it. Leonard knocks it away. As Ryan Ellis kicked that on goal. Now, Hutton was making his way to the Nashville bench. He quickly retreats when Ottawa got possession. Craig Smith gathers up the puck. And Laviolette is setting things up for Nashville to get the net empty. And here comes Hutton. The extra skater comes on. It's Forsberg. James Neal feeds it back in front. Ribeiro with a chance. Great stuff by Leonard. A terrific pad save by Robin Leonard. Fed back in front. The puck is still loose. At the line, held by Ellis. Across he goes to Seth Jones. His shot hits the leg of Greiba. And now Greiba bounces that softly down to the Nashville zone. That's going to be an icing call against Ottawa with 59 seconds to go in the third period. Robin Leonard with another dandy save.
This whole sequence, Robin Leonard is just in a zone. The puck's going to come right out front. Ribeiro gets a chance. Leonard fights it off. Craig Smith jams it away. Derek Roy gives him a little skate through, accidentally on purpose, and Leonard, no harm, no foul on the play as he's frustrated. And then Warbiewski wants to come right through Craig Smith, and that was close to a massive collision, and he got the worst of it. And then Turris on the wall. Volchenkov's just going to step right up, and that's a dangerous play. That's one of the ones that I know people are focused on headshots, but Even when a player turns or is in that 3 or 4 foot zone, that's one of the most dangerous plays in hockey, and lucky that Kyle Turris isn't injured on that play. Volchenkov's certainly a strong player, but he ends up hitting him almost from behind. Turris no worse for the wear. I'm sure he's going to be sore after the game, but unbelievable sequence of some reckless play and some great goaltending by Robin Lehner.
So after a Laviolette timeout, he sends out Ribeiro for the faceoff. Smith, Neal, and Forsberg are the other forwards. Josi and Weber are on the blue line. A scramble draw kick back by Legwand, but Smith gets on it for Nashville. Down low to Ribeiro. Neal standing in front. Here's Ribeiro. Across he goes to Smith. Shoots from a sharp angle. Leonard the save. Comes right back to Smith. Can't pull the trigger. Now it's bouncing down in front. And Gravett couldn't clear it out. Josi for Craig Smith. Back to Josi. 40 seconds to go in the period. Weber fans on the shot. From a sharp angle, Neal whistles that wide. Now Josi plays it around to Ribeiro. Back in front for Neal. Leonard makes a great stop and he slides across. And McCulloch softly sends that back down the ice. 25 seconds to go in the third. Forsberg up ahead for Ribeiro. Chris Neal closes on him. Here's Josi with time. Long wrist shot, tipped it wide of the goal. Neal on it. Hoffman can't clear it. Neal shoots again. It goes wide again. Trying to tick off the outside of the post. Final seconds now of the third period. Loose puck picked up by Hoffman. He'll play it out. And the Ottawa Senators hang on to win it by a final score of 3-2. Young Jonathan's happy. That man not so much so, as Robin Lehner, in his first start since November the 9th, stopped 33 of 35 shots in a 3-2 Ottawa win.
Hard-fought battle by the Senators as they end up holding on to one here in their own building, but giving up 35 shots and some high-quality chances in the third period, and Robin Lehner holds the fort.
Here are tonight's Molson 3 stars, and Robin Lehner with 33 stops is number 1. Jared Cowan, his first goal of the year. Anton Volchenkov's 11 hits, a career high. And that's tied for the most of any player in a National Hockey League game this season. 3-2 Ottawa is the final. We're back here on Saturday for the Blues and Senators. Right now, we'll send you to the Sports Center. Here is Nabil Karim.